So, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And as you can see, I've a little bit of different setup now. I do just, use the things like in the last episode or the episode before, but I've, kind of aligned it some kind of differently so that first of all, the audio is way better, actually way better because, yeah, because my PC and therefore the sound is pretty much away from the microphone and myself. And this is pretty good, and it's something new sometimes, which is also great. It's not that convenient for me, definitely not, but you can actually see me a little bit gesture around, which is also a pretty great thing to do. And uh, my priority is just that you have a good quality and you have a good content and you have a great experience. And if I'm convenient with it or not is just, total bullshit. I do not care and I shouldn't care at all. And I do not care. But I actually do have to close some things. Yeah, the thing is, he actually notices, but I hope the quality is a little bit better because I've seen in the last episode it wasn't that good actually. It wasn't actually not that good, not as good as I expected it to be, which is some kind of, I don't know, a little bit of a pity it was, but yeah, I have to work with it no matter what, so I shouldn't blame anybody. I shouldn't complain. But yeah, I hope you find it as well pretty good. If not, definitely tell me. The thing is, I'll probably not be, looking to you so often because, normally that was just my PC and, yeah. But let's see. Let's see if I can. Sorry if this is very loud, but yeah, it's okay like this. I hope so. Yeah, you can definitely hear it, but nevertheless, I will go on. Where is my cursor? So we will go on with the Paul minor summary of the one thing because, unfortunately enough, I can't or I do not have any access to the definitive book of body language summary by the powermoves.com website. Yeah, I told you last time that there is some kind of restriction actually, which is a little bit a pity because, I can't work that way, and it is a little bit, I'm just a little bit tired of it, and I've just, never mind. Sorry. We should move on with this summary. So, have purpose and priorities. Purpose is the straightest path to power and the ultimate source of personal strength. Strength of conviction and strength to preserve. The prescription for extraordinary results is knowing what matters to you, taking daily doses of action in alignment with it. Yeah, this makes sense, especially the last sentence is something I would actually say, this is definitely the case. If you do just every day have, just really small, even if they are small, really small actions on your dreams, then you just pursue them or you just get them because you're just always moving towards your dreams. If you are like, you're just doing it this day and another day and so on, you're just doing what you like all the time and not pretty much going forward in terms of really getting towards your dream, you will definitely have a way longer way or eventually not get to your goal at all. And therefore, even though it's the very slightest action you can take on pretty much pursuing your dream, you should definitely be doing it because it's worthwhile. If it is your dream, every single action is worthwhile. And this is actually something that Arnold Schwarzenegger, as it is pronounced correctly actually, is also emphasizing or has also emphasized in I think it was some kind of interview or something. I do not quite remember, but it was something like an interview. But he said that every single rep he knew that every single rep that he made in the gym is a way or is an action that brings him more forward towards his goal of being a bodybuilder or being Mr. Olympia. This is totally true. But Keller explains that not only is purpose our path to power, but it shapes our lives in relation to whatever priority we assign to our purpose. If you don't prioritize your purpose, then you'll have no power behind it and you will get nowhere. In relation to long-term goals, Keller explains that once the goal is set, you need to break it down into individual actionable steps that you can be actioning right away. That's totally true. And this is also a thing that a lot of people get just overwhelmed by. You set yourself a pretty big goal. A lot of people just get overwhelmed right away because they do not break up this big goal into very small pieces, into pretty much pieces of things they can do every single day or quite right away. And this is the goal behind having goals, or behind making yourself goals, is to really just having a goal that is actually measurable. Makes everything a little bit easier, and then breaking it down into very, very small pieces. For example, if you say you want to make 100k in a month, or you want to have 100k by the end of 2020. Actually, the same example I've made 2 episodes ago. But never mind. I could actually do it like this. You then just see the microphone, but it is okay. Often you just see the microphone, but you see me, moving my hands, which is also a great thing. But let me actually see something. I'm just thinking about the 45-degree angle, which seems to make every single conversation a little bit better, and I'm just trying to reconstruct it. It would be actually this one quite, but this won't be working, I think. So yeah, let's let it be it. But the thing is, what did I want to say? Yeah, if you want to have 100k by the end of the next year, or by the end of 2020, it doesn't matter. Then you can say, you have, let's get me a pen. You have 12 months, and in this, let's say you have 12 months, and in this 12 months, you want to have 100k, which is 100,000. The thing is, which means that you should earn per month a certain thing, which then is, I think, 4k or 3k, something in this area. And then you can just calculate what you have to make in a week, and what you have to make in a day, what you have to make in an hour, what you have to make in a minute. But in a minute a little bit problematically, but especially in an hour. So therefore, if you have a measurable goal, you can really decide or really just calculate how you achieve this goal in this certain amount of time. And this is pretty important, because then you can actually say, I do have to work this amount of hours, I do have to have this amount of clients, I do have to have or make this amount of money to get to this goal at the end of the year. And it should be the exact same thing, even though with money it is, at my point of view, the easiest thing to do. Than with personal goals like, I don't know, losing weight. Yeah, with losing weight is also the same thing, because there are always or also figures. But with things like I want to be happier, it's definitely pretty difficult to just some kind of make a plan for it. But let's see. And there you can see there is a picture. Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit disturbing for me to have a new setup or a kind of different setup, because but never mind. So goal setting to the now. Someday goal, 5-year goal, 1-year goal, monthly goal, weekly goal, daily goal, and right now. So this is actually the plan he would make. So you have a goal you want to achieve someday, then you have a goal you want to achieve in 5 years, then in 1 year, then monthly, then weekly, then daily, and then right ahead. Productivity. Sorry, you can't see anything. By now, Keller has made it pretty clear that productivity is the driving force behind your success. Keller explains that using your calendar to block off time dedicated to your one thing is the key to make sure you get the work done. Make sure you physically block off the hours you want to dedicate to your one thing and do it every single day. You want this to become an established habit. Totally. Actually, also the lighting here is way better because I have a lamp up there which is always, pretty much spotting to my back if I'm sitting straight to my desk, and because I'm just sitting like completely wrong towards my desk, I have a pretty good light. Especially this thing on this side is also making a little bit warm and cold contrast. It's great. Yeah, I like this setup. And there's definitely way less noise than if I'm just really in front of my PC. So yeah, productivity is pretty important, totally. So everything else, other projects, paperwork, email calls, correspondence, meetings, and all the other stuff must wait because you just want to have this one thing. Keller really believes in time blocking as the key to scheduling your work. By making an appointment to work on your one thing, you are making a commitment to yourself. Which means that if you say to yourself on Friday, the, 20th of February, could actually be the truth. No, could actually not be the truth. You are going ahead with your one thing, or you work on this one thing you want to do. Then you totally just make every single thing away that might come up. So you do not do your emails, you do not cook, or you do not, just these all disturbing things that might come up, you're not doing them. Actually pretty easy, but pretty straightforward. And this is actually the thing with people. We all want to have stuff. We all want to have. But the thing is, we all do not want to work for it. It's quite the same saying as some people seem to be in the Marine bee saying, which is everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. It's just very true. It is pretty straightforward and pretty into your fucking face, but it is right. It is just kind of true. And yeah, it's just the truth. And it is the same thing with being in shape. A lot of people just want to have a really nice body, being athletic, being just in really good shape, being a bodybuilder, whatever, but they do not work. And without the work, you can't do anything. This is just it. Then a lot of people, can I actually? What if I? No, but, oh yeah. I've seen, and I've never really. So now it's good. This is the same thing with quite everything, with being successful, with having a great physique, with all the things. People want to have it, but people do not want to do anything for it. And you have to be clear, and this is actually something I have been watching an interview today even. There was a guy, I do have to tell the story. So there was a guy, he's actually a businessman, and he's teaching his business as well. So he's just teaching people on how to make business, and I think, I'm not quite sure, but I think it is. And then there was a guy who said, yeah, he has a business, and afterwards the interviewer, or just the other guy who is teaching, actually explained that this is a business that's worth over $1 billion, and this is something with cloud computing, or I don't know it. I didn't really get it exactly. Just had to see if everything is okay with the microphone. And he actually said, so that the guy with the $1 billion business, and he was actually, he hadn't graduated yet, so he was like 20 or 19 or something, so he was fucking young. He said that he didn't know what he should be doing, because his girlfriend came up to him and said, you have to decide between the business and between her, because he just had no time, never ever. He didn't eat, on a Sunday with her. He was just all the time working on his dream or on his business. I don't know if it is actually his dream, but he was just working all the fucking time. And then the guy who is teaching, or was teaching it, said, in the interview actually, he said that yeah, you can't expect to be in a relationship with an entrepreneur, that he will be at home all the time or will be just there all the time, whatever, because a business is something like a new child or something like a good friend or a next spouse or something like this. And this is totally true. Business just takes up a lot of fucking time. And with everybody I've just been following or just being looking at or watching, they all said, yeah, it is like it. It is like, yeah, it's your child and it is something pretty important for you. And these people who are probably not in business or do not have any experience with it or any contact with it probably won't understand this. And yeah. So, but at the end, you do just have to work if you want something. The end. The fucking end. So great success shows up when time is devoted every day to becoming great. Make 3 commitments. Keller believes that there are 3 key commitments you need to make when time blocking with the purpose of reaching your goals. The first one is adopt the mastery mindset by committing to mastery. You are aiming to be your absolute best at whatever you choose to focus on. By being your best, you'll achieve the best results. Totally true, but this leads me to a kind of different thought, the thought of perfectionism. And perfectionism in general in this book wouldn't be a good idea to use or to just have some kind of, because perfectionism just takes up a lot of time. And because of the last episode we've been discussing, we just kind of learned the 80-20 rule, which is 20% of the time or 20% of the effort make up for 80% of the work. And the other way one would be then 20 or 80% of the time then just will make up 20% of the work afterwards, or just, something that's kind of additional or just in terms of your perfectionism. And therefore being at your best could be crucial in a negative way. Because if you're just always trying to be at your best and trying to make everything the best and whatever, you're just kinda leaning into perfectionism. And this is something that's not good, especially not in nowadays, where everything is fast and everything is so fucking fast, that even Jeff Bezos himself says that he either would make a quick decision, if it is reversible, he will make just a really fucking quick decision, and if it goes wrong, he just then just changes it afterwards, or he lets it be it if it's okay, or some kind of mediocre or whatever. So he just said, yeah, being fast is better than being 100% accurate. And I think, yeah, it is true, because everything has to be fast and everything, has to be fast and not pretty precise. Continually be learning the better way to do something. Just because you've been doing something for a while and it's working doesn't mean it's the only or best way to be doing it. Always be learning. This is definitely something that I do, because I always tend to experiment with stuff. I'm always experimenting with, now I do have another setup here. Everything is newly aligned and everything seems even to be better, because the audio quality has to be better, because the sound source up here is just way more away than, or farther away than just before with the old setup. And you actually can see me with, my hand gestures and everything else, which is also contributing the business or the video itself, so the content. Before it was some kind of different. I wouldn't say, though I would say this is actually a better way for me. This is actually something as well that I've been seeing with my audio production in terms of the podcast, is that there was actually a way that everything could be made very, very fast. So something I didn't knew was that in Adobe Audition, if you know the program, it's for audio. You can edit audios there, and it is. I use it for my podcast, so to post edit it so that it sounds a little bit better than this video. Unfortunately, I can't really edit every video also in terms of the audio, because this would take up so much time. This would then be actually the 80% of the time for 20% of the effort, because the audio quality is enough, it's good enough, but for the podcast, it has to be a little bit better. This is something that's clear for me, and especially it has to be louder. And therefore, I'm always making it a little bit louder. Today, I've actually, because I'm looking forward to vlogging a little bit more, I've actually been talking about it in today's vlog, or the footage I've made today. I do not know if I will upload it today or tomorrow or someday later. I don't know. But the thing is, what did I want to say initially? Fuck. The thing is that there is a way to really record every single step you make in this program, which means that you record every single step you're doing, like making the audio louder, just some kind of compressing it and equalizing it and all this kind of stuff. There's a way to record it, and then you only have to press one button to make everything at once, or just after one and another. And so you do not have to do anything but just sit there, pull in your audio, hit this one button, and everything is okay, and everything is set. And before, I just had to make it everything manually because I didn't knew it. And so therefore, learning something every single day, or looking for things, or looking for ways to make things that you're actually good at or that are working quite well right now, is a good idea. Sometimes it's a little bit bad because, or a little bit, I wouldn't say stupid, but unnecessary, because if something is working very, very good, you might just lose a lot of time by searching for another way to make it even better, especially when it's afterwards not that good at all, or not better at all, which is actually something that happened to me in terms of really making the audio sound even better. This didn't work out so well, but yeah. And the third one is hold yourself accountable. You are responsible for your one thing, and only you. Make sure you do everything you possibly can to reach this goal. And this is actually true, and I think in general, being responsible for your entire life is pretty important. I have been looking or keeping attention towards responsibility when just really successful people were speaking about it, and everybody's saying the same thing. You can't be responsible for everything that's happening in your life. You can't be responsible for someone dying or having an accident or whatever. But this is something I believe in. If you do make yourself responsible for a lot of things, even if they seem to be not like your fault or you shouldn't be blamed for it, if you make yourself responsible for it, you just put yourself into a position where you and you only can change it. If you just be like, he's to blame or she's to blame or whomever is to blame, you just give them the force and give them the really power to being able to change whatever is happening in your life. But as I said, if you do make yourself accountable for everything, you are the only person who can change everything. If you say, this was my fault that this relationship did broke up, then you just know that you analyze it maybe, you see what you haven't done good, and you just work on it then. If it be like, the other person has made a fault, then you will never do something. And you just can't do something about your luck and about your own life and whatever. So, Callous for thieves. Callous, is he actually called Callous or Colors or whatever? So Callous already explained that there are 6 lies, but further to that, he outlines the 4 thieves. These are what will prevent you from reaching your goals by getting in your way, wasting your time and affecting your productivity. You have got to do everything you can to prevent these from getting in the way of your goals. The first one is inability to say no. Totally, in terms of wasting time, it's definitely the thing if somebody wants just some stupid thing of yours and you can't say no and so on, which is something that's not good and that's wasting a lot of time. The second one is fear of chaos. I'm definitely not feared of chaos. I'm living in chaos. This is just who I am. I can't be like this strict and can't be just really clean with the work I'm doing in terms of, my files are laying around everywhere on my computer. In my room, nothing is tidied up, and I think this is just me, and this gives me really the opportunity to work faster. And this was actually something that I've been thinking about quite lately, that it is some kind of a gift of mine that I am able to really not care about my room not being tidied up or all the files laying around everywhere on my PC, because I am so much faster. I do not care about if this layer in Photoshop is renamed correctly or if it has even a name. I don't care. It's not who I am. The third one is poor health habits. You should totally not have poor health. Something fucking people always get wrong at my point of view. They all just fuck about their health. It's always, or as well, I'm doing this lately. I'm not sleeping. You should not sleep. You should definitely be sleeping, because without health you can't do anything. Without health there is nothing. Nothing. You can't work without health if you're laying around in hospital because you have cancer. You can't be successful if you're unhealthy and you really aren't able to really give the power and give in the action and being able to just stand it. You can't just do anything. Nothing. If your health is just really shit, you can do nothing. Even your life could be over. So why do people just eat shit all the time? And everyone is like, yeah, why don't you eat a chocolate sometimes? It's okay. And I'm like, no, I don't eat it. If you know me, or if I have said it once, I do not eat any sweets because I don't want it, because I do want to be healthy. The really paradox of it is that, I do not sleep, which, creates for me a really unhealthy environment, which makes me being ill, which I am quite nowadays, or quite now. If you hear it in terms of my voice, it's being better today, or now actually it's pretty well now. But without proper health, you can do nothing. Nothing. Your mind isn't working right, your body isn't working right, obviously, nothing. The fourth one is environment doesn't support your goals. This is crucial, and this is pretty important, because if you have like your parents or a spouse or whatever whom is really always just telling you, no, you can't do it, you aren't able to do it, you should not do it, just care about me and whatever there is, this is not good for your business. Totally not. I wouldn't say that if it's your really loved ones or beloved ones, I don't say that you should be that strict and say, yeah, no, just go away, go out of my life, and I do not want to hear you or see you anymore. I wouldn't even do this. And in terms of me, I couldn't do it, because I do love them, but I'm kind of stricting or have a strict plan of what you do to really make everybody satisfied. Even though for me, and this is something I've been thinking about, if your spouse is really like, yeah, I do want to have more time with you, then you give them more time. And I probably think, and I'm quite sure that this will be that your spouse will probably just want even more time and more time and more time. And because it always comes up to the person. If the person has the contrast, or just knows the contrast some kind of, because actually she or he had the contrast, obviously, of you having no time and you having quite a bit of time, then it is maybe okay. But it probably would appear or would come up or occur that this certain person then just wants even more time, which is then really crucial in a negative way again in terms of your business. So Keller's parting words: a life worth living might be measured in many ways, but the one way that stands above all others is living a life of no regrets. Totally, because if you, and this is something you probably know or probably can think of, if you just ask someone who is pretty old and just laying in bed, nearly dying, if you ask them something, they will always tell you what they regret and not what they did do. Like, it's always about regret. And so just experiment, just do everything you want, and especially do and work on the things you are passionate about and what you want. Even though you can't see a living in it right now, work on it while you're working on something you actually do not like because of the money, but work on the other thing you're passionate about all the time. Always when you can, just besides your normal job, besides your family, besides just yourself, work on it, because it's worthwhile. Just yeah, okay, I just know that people just have to work for money. That's okay, and I understand it, and this is, yeah, this is maybe what I have to do as well sometimes. But if you're not working on what you're actually passionate about or what you actually want, besides that, I do not know how I could help you. Because, yeah, this is your way, and nowadays with the internet and all these opportunities we all have, it got pretty easy to have a side hustle and to work on something you actually love and make a living out of what you love. It got pretty, even video games can make you a very, very good living. But yeah, so Cal explains that by having a purpose that you prioritize and you're able to be productive, you are well on the road to achieving the extraordinary results you dream of. And with this being said, I poorly, and I'm pretty sorry of that, I do have to end the episode. I see you the next time. I love you lots. I wish you health, wealth, success, happiness. I wish and want you to give something back, and I hope you have a pretty great legacy. And with that being said, I love you, and I'm just searching for the cursor. And I'll see you the next time. And thank you for watching or listening. See you.